Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Aditi and I am back with mixed media inspiration for y'all. Recently, I had shared a journal page on Instagram and I had used Lindy's products along with Rub-ons. Many people left me comments asking me to do a tutorial showcasing how to use Lindy's Magicals with Rub-ons and to create a nice journal page. So I thought this month for my tutorial, I would do exactly that. So today I am going to be creating in a larger journal. So this is a 6 by 6 inch watercolor paper journal that I have, and I'm going to show you how to create a double page spread on a larger surface. And you can always use those techniques on a smaller surface like the page I shared on Instagram, which was on an A6 notebook. So today for my color palette, what I have picked out is Rusty Lantern Lime. This is a magical, and three shakers from the tea and crumpets. So I have Dunka Biscuit Blue Green, Lizzie's Cuppa Tea Teal, and Pemberley Pride Purple. Now, how did I choose these colors? And that's because I wanted to use this particular rub-on sheet from 49 and Market. That's the Viking collection, Art Options Viking. And I was inspired by the colors from this and I picked colors according to that. And that's how I like to work when I'm using rub-ons. I use those rub-ons that I feel called towards and pick colors from my lindys based on that. So our first step is to color the background and create a nice lindys wash. So for that I have my palette here and I have sprayed water onto the palette. I am going to start mixing the colors. So first up, I'm going to add the Rusty Lantern Lime, picking a little with my paintbrush and just mixing that with the water. So that creates a nice watercolor. That's Lizzie's Cuppa Tea Teal next. Now the more water we add, the more diluted and less intense the color gets. So it really depends on how you would like it. If you want the color to be bright and vibrant, just add less water, more pigment. And if you want it to be a little muted, add more water. So next I'm going to mix the Dunka Biscuit Blue Green. And the last one is the Pemberley Pride Purple. So now that I have all those colors ready, I can start working on the background. So I basically want to work on this corner and this corner first, but I need the color to flow and connect both the pages. So keeping just that in mind, I'm going to begin adding this color. I will first mist paper with water and I'll start working on just one side. So I'll start working on the right page from the right corner, moving in towards the page. And I will first add my green and teals. That's the color range that almost goes, from the similar family. The purple is the slightly different color, and I will add that in bits and pieces after I'm done adding the greens. So just using my paintbrush, I have picked the first color there, and I am just adding that lightly on the paper, giving it a nice clouded look, blending it outwards so that it doesn't leave with a harsh line. And now it's always good to start light. You can always go back in and add more color, but it's hard to, pick up color if it's too much. So next I've picked the Dunka blue green, and I'm just adding that. And when it touches my rusty lantern lime, I'm going to blend it out. And I love this cloudy effect that I get with my Lindy. So that's the look that I'm going for. Picking the Lizzie's Kapati teal and just starting where I stopped, blending it out. And in between, I'm going to just clean my paintbrush, use clean water, and extend that color, blending it into the white of the paper. So in this way, I'm just going back and forth with the three colors here, adding and spreading them out, adding dark color at places, and then just merging it and blending it out to lighten it at a few places. And that gives the cloudy look I was talking about. And we're just going to keep building these color layers until, you know, we feel like, okay, that looks good. And so this is again personal choice. Some people like a lot of color, some people like less color. For this, I'm just going for a nice muted look, but having a tone of the color, because anyway, the rub-ons are going to come over this, and I don't want the background to overpower them, but I want it to look like a part of one picture. Now, with that looking good, I'm going to give a quick dry, not completely drying it, just partially before I add in the purple. So it's still moist, but not as soppy as earlier. And now I'm just going to pick the Pemberley Pride purple, nicely mixing it so that shimmer evens out. And I don't want too much, so dabbing any extra, just having a little on my paintbrush. I will now add it at places, just gently dabbing it. And I clean my paintbrush and I drag that out. So I have that color there, but not too much, just about right to create that new color blend. And even though I'm adding that purple, you can see I just go back on the edges with the color I had previously to blend that so it doesn't look too harsh and just blends in nicely. And I think that looks perfect. So I'm just going to finish coloring on this side of the page as well. So that looks good, and what I did was just when I was working on this side, the left page, I made sure to connect the color to the right side, and that brings a connection on both our pages, and now that'll just make it look like one cohesive story. Now with that dry, I am going to use a fine tip paintbrush pick the same colors and add more splatter. So that just ties everything together, and I'm going to leave it to dry. Now, while I added the splatters with the lindys, I also just added some white acrylic ink splatters and left this aside to dry. So my background coloring is now complete and I will build layers with the rub-ons. So I have cut out two clusters, two floral clusters from the rub-on set, and I want to place this one on this corner right here, and this one will come somewhere here in the center. So I am just going to peel off the backing sheet. Decide my placement, and I think that looks good right there. Firmly press it, and I will use this wooden stick to rub over this so my rub-ons can stick on the page. And that is a look at that gorgeous floral cluster blending in with the colors on the background. And now I'm going to repeat the same process on this side with this other floral cluster I had chosen. Now with the larger clusters in place, that's my focal point. I am going to continue building layers with the rub-ons. So I have smaller elements cut here. Plus, I am going to use the rub-on transfer set, which is 6 by 8 sheets, and build my page with the rub-on layers. So that completes my rub-on layers, and you can see how we started with just a plain colored background, and by adding rub-ons, building layers, it just helps us add that texture. My page doesn't need anything else really. I don't even need more focal dimensional layers simply because that was what I was going with. Flat layers that still look dimensional because of the background coloring with lindys and then layering the rub-ons. I will definitely add a little touch. So I am going to go in with some black stamping, and I'm just going to use my favorite messy script stamp for this. And this is going to be very gentle, very random. Little touches, especially at the ends here, that almost bring in more interest to the page. And that's about it. I will go in with more splatter. So I am going to add white splatter again. And I use the rub-ons to add the words happiness is what you make it, and just happiness. And just to add more meaning, I will definitely use some journaling stickers to complete it as well. that completes this page. I don't need any other layers, dimensions. I think this looks perfect just the way it is. So that's a closer look at all that gorgeous detail, just with the Lindy's magicals and shakers and rub-ons. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today and it gives you ideas as to how to use your Lindys with rub-ons and you get started to create your own journal page. Until the next time, take care and bye bye.